Hey, let's talk about Ubisoft So guys, welcome to the channel. So, we're going to be talking about Ubisoft Forward. Ubisoft Forward just happened yesterday, I believe. Well, from when you saw the video, happened on Sunday, the 12th of July. So, yeah, what do I think? Pretty good. Pretty good for what it was. And I was actually kind of looking forward to it. Ubisoft has always been that little gem, despite a few things. They've always been that good gem of good games. I mean, they've never had the best games, they've had the worst games, but they've always had a uniqueness around them. And even that name Ubisoft was just like, it's those guys. It's those guys there. So we're today going to be talking about the games that they've announced and talk about how well they've got their titles going. And they really look good. Like, they really look good. And if I'm going to be talking about my games, don't worry if I don't mention a lot about the games from here. If you subscribe to the channel, we are sure to talk about every single one of them, such as Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Far Cry 6, great looking title, Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, Watch Dogs Legion, and Hyperscape. So, we're going to mention all those games in future videos, but let's go and mention the title that I didn't mention just there. So let's talk about The Crew 2. Well, this game, I like it. I've never been a big guy when it comes to racing games. To me, they just all look the same to me. But racing game looks good. The Crew, I believe, was a special kind of one. I think the last game I played was Hot Pursuit. Yeah, that's really old. And that was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. That was a really good game back then. And The Crew looks like it's going to be a good game as well. And if for anyone who's a car fan out there, please tell me how you thought about the game, because The Crew is just not my kind of game. So let's go into Tom Clancy's Elite Squad. Well, this was the mobile game, wasn't it? I think this was kind of a blunder for me. I was like, I've never been a big fan of the mobile games. I don't think they should be exploiting that around the area of video games. I don't think they should be talking about it. But Splinter Cell looks kind of like Fortnite, but for mobile phones. I'm sorry, that's literally my opinion. That's what it looks like. But yeah, it's not much for me. But these three games might be in my title range. But let's go talk about them. We're going to talk about Hyperscape. Hyperscape looks really interesting as a game, but then again, the story trailer, and the video game gameplay that they shows a very reminiscence of Ready Player One. Okay, it's Ready Player One, but game. Because when you look at the story, I'm not going to spoil a lot from it. Well, you should have watched it by now. So the story apparently seems to be Ready Player One, where the world has from next 2 years has gone into complete shite, and the world seems to be getting this like, hey, look at this company, we can give you an opportunity to look at away from the shitty world that you live in a video game. I don't know how that idea came about. So yeah, it looks like you can play the Fortnite kind of mode. I'm not sure everything has to do with it. The girl did mention something about people being vanished and all that, but this was like, I think this was actually in the book itself. So I think I might have to look at that book again to see how it comes down. But it looks interesting. But I'm going to keep my eye on it and see how I feel. But these other titles I have so much hype for. and one of these titles is Watch Dogs Legion. Watch Dogs Legion, I recently just talked about that video game just before this came out, and yeah, this really looks interesting of a game, and like I said, it's still a bit weird watching this video game and like, hey, this could actually happen, like the whole thing. But they do bother to explain, like, it's coming out this date, it's coming out this time, and we're going to tell you exactly how this game works. From the APCs, all playable characters, from the way the mechanics work, how you can play the game differently, because everyone will have a game differently, they won't play it the same way. They've basically made sure that's how this works. And basically you have to make sure the revolution in London works. Like, make sure this revolution works. Or you could just, you know, do whatever you want and kill every fucking member of London that you want. It's up to you. But let's talk about Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Wow, guys. Wow, this game looks awesome. I mean, this game is like the second or third best choice out of this whole list I found. Wow. When I looked at Ubisoft when they were coming onto the games, I think this year they have really stepped up the mark. Like, from the other titles, they were like, hey, we're gonna make a title and we're gonna make sure you fucking enjoy this game. We're gonna make sure you want to keep going in this game. We want to keep you in this game for ages, which is always a good sign to get from a creative point. And I don't know if it's the way they've designed one of the design games. Watch Dogs is a massive improvement from the last two games, which I think might still suffer. We'll talk about it some other time. But Assassin's Creed, following in the new steps of Assassin's Creed, I've never been a big fan of what they changed to the new stuff, but maybe I need to, you know, step up my game to the new way. I don't know. When it comes to Valhalla, when they showed the gameplay, they showed the girl character first, then the boy character. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if that's like the progressive thing, or is it just the fact that you can show the character in that way, which is good. You can show the character in the male and female form, which, like in the last game, you could show male or female with the exact same name. I have absolutely no objection to that at all, as long as you don't pander to me and say I'm a racist or sexist or something like that. That's basically how we all work. But let's talk about the game. The game, wow, it shows you that you can actually get into this game and like make decisions, pretty much like the last game did. They show you how raids worked, quite good in historical accuracy in this game. Spot on for Dark Ages Britain. I think it was Dark Ages, and it's great that they're bringing all that Assassin's Creed elements to the game, because all that elements from the game make this game more lived in. Like, you saw the map, you can go one end of England to the other, but then again you can go all the way to the Viking homeland and get to explore that world. We can get the raid villages, we can create our own village and like build it from there. I wonder if that's a hint to wherever we live. Looks like we starting off in East Anglia, which is in England, but yeah, it looks really interesting, like the fact that you can just go on a boat and raid anywhere you want. Oh, right, we can just set off a raid. Hey Mike, let's go for a raid. Alright, let's fucking go. That's how it looks, and it looks pretty interesting for that sense. And then they've got the mythical creatures, like all the mythical side boss missions, which I'm looking forward to. They've mentioned two of them already. Two creatures known as the Daughters of Lelian and the Black Shuck. Both very interesting characters from mythical sense. The dog is, or the Black Shuck, is from English dark folklore, and the daughter is, I think it's from English, but I think it's also in Norwegian as well. So it's very interesting to get those kind of points into the game, where you can absolutely explore the world that you can live in. And don't worry, we're going to be talking plenty more about that game soon enough. But I have to say, the biggest and least known, or what we got from the Ubisoft, is their probably most intriguing title, Far Cry 6. Wow. If I didn't feel like I was going to be facing a very good protagonist, I was going to be so long. This game looks like we're going to be interested in the most interesting dictator of this game, because we are in a Cuban paradise, in other words. But we also have a villain and his son, which are all very interesting concepts, and we are really going to be put out the dark of how this is going to work. From the trailer itself, before we mention who everyone is, you can definitely tell the sense of revolution and bling upping of how this world's going to be to you, because it's very clear that the world is going to be very, very controlled by what the dictator does. Vas and Pagan Min, both very interesting characters. Pagan Min for his full dictatorship and control, and Vas for his psychological craziness, which made everyone love those characters even more. Even if the games weren't that excellent, they made perfect villains. Now we have this amazing villain and his son, and the main villain, Anton Castillo, and his son Diego. So this is going to be the first time we're going to have two protagonists in a way, and in the trailer it really showed that his son and him have this little bond, but not so much a close bond as father and son. And if you watch the interview with the great Giancarlo Esposito, I hope you said your name right, the guy who plays as the main dictator of the game, wow, it's great to have this guy back, from the Breaking Bad series and from many other things. He has been well known for playing villains. We've all probably seen him as the villain shot from nearly anything, and it's going to be great to see him and his son in this game. Where we see him and his son, I don't know, but I love how they showed it in a way to say he's trying to keep his country together, but I'm going to explain this to my son by holding a grenade in his hand, taking the pin out, don't let fucking go. What the fuck kind of intro is that supposed to teach your son? But then it shows you this island supposed to be amazing, beautiful, and all that, but we haven't seen it. And all we see is the city. And I'm like, please, 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 I can explore that. I really want to explore that because that's going to show very, very good avenues. And apparently we're going to be on this island where we're going to be taken from this random person from anywhere that was exploited by this whole thing, and then they'll revolutionize and see how this goes on with the dictator and the son. I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm looking forward to it. But what did I think about Ubisoft Forward? Some good games, some bad games. We know the Spanish flu destroyed a lot of the concept of building hype of what could have been going on this year. Hopefully we can maybe get something on next year where we get people in the place. But it looks very interesting, and I'm looking forward to some of the games that's coming out, but I will keep caution to some titles. Not just them titles, there's other games too, but Ubisoft seems to be going in the direction I'd like them to. Thinking big, thinking forward, and thinking about the customer. But don't take that lightly, because they can just do an EA on us all, guys. So thank you for watching this video, and make sure you keep watching the channel for me talk about these games in exclusive detail, because I really want to talk about these games. So guys, thank you for watching this video. If you like movie related content and game related content, please be sure to subscribe to this channel. Or if you want to support the channel in any other way, or if you just don't want to support the channel this sort of way, we have Facebook and Instagram, and we have Patreon and so on, and GoFundMe page as well. So if you want to get any special things from there, you are more than welcome. And if you want to support this channel in any other way, go and check out the other channels too. We have 5 different channels for you guys to check out, and the links to them will be below. So thank you guys, and have a great day.